Just looked at the Sutram 3341, which prescribes the affix ghanya following the verbal root chi, which is ching chayane, and simultaneously it also prescribes a kakara deshaha in place of the beginning chakara of the dhatu. Let us now look at the next Sutram 3342, which is sanghe chanaut. This sutram also gets the anuvritti of chehe from 3340 as well as adesh chakaha from 3341, and of course the anuvritti of ghany from 3316 as well as bhave from 3318 as well as 3319 akartri chakara ke sanyayam. So this sutram also prescribes the affix ghany following the same verbal root chi, which is ching chayane from the swadikanaha, and simultaneously it also prescribes a kakara desha in place of the beginning chakara of the verbal root. But this sutram applies only when the derived word denotes a particular meaning, which is sanghaha. Sanghaha is given as praninam samuhaha sanghaha, an assembly or group of living beings, not inanimate objects. For example, in the previous sutram we saw the example gomaya nikayaha. That will not qualify for this sutram because gomayaha means cow dung, and that's not a living being. So this sutram 3342 only applies in the case of a group or assembly of living beings which have some common characteristic. For example, we have Bhikshu Nikayaha, a assembly or a group of mendicants. So they have a common characteristic that they are mendicants. Or Kरणन Nikayaha, a group of grammarians. So they have some common characteristics. Brahmana Nikayaha, and so on and so forth. But there is one exclusion here. It says Anauttaradharye. How is this word formed? First we have Uttara plus Adhara, meaning high and low, up and down. So we get Uttaradhara. Then we form a Tadhitaha in the sense of thatness, means high, lowness. Just like Sundara becomes Saundaryam, Kripana becomes Karpanyam. So the state of that, the state of high and low. So from Uttaradhara we get Auttaradharyam. And finally we form the negation compound, which is Anauttaradharyam, means absence of the state of high and low. So which means that no hierarchical arrangement should be there. There should be no arrangement of up down. That is what's meant by Anauttaradharye. The vritti of the sutram says Cher Ghai Adesh Chakaha. As we already discussed, the anuvritti of Chehe is coming down from 3340 and Adesh Chakaha is coming from 3341. So the sutram has this affix Ghai after this verbal root chi, and simultaneously there is a kakara desha in place of the chakara of the verbal root. But all this is done only when the derived word denotes sangha, assembly, a group of living beings. And anauttaradharye means with no hierarchical arrangement. And sangha is defined here as praninam samuhaha, assembly of living beings. Now the example which we saw already is Bhikshu Nikayaha Vaiyakarana Nikayaha. Derivation of the form Nikaya is the same as we saw when we derived it in the prior sutram. We've already done that by adding this affix ghai to the verbal root chi, using the upasargaha ni and replacing the adi chakaraha by a kakaraha. So derivation steps are all the same. Now, why does this Panini say Anauttaradharye? Anauttaradharye kim. Consider the counterexample Sukara Nichayaha. So here the affix ghai cannot be used. We have to go and use the affix ach by erach. Yapavadaha erach 3356 has to be used here. The special sutram 3342 cannot be used. Why not? Because here we have what is called as the arrangement of high and low, up and down arrangement of up and down. It is explained as follows: Stanapanartham Uttaradhara bhavena sukaraha sherate, means the pigs, they sleep, they lie down in this arrangement of up and down, high and low. For what? Stanapanartham, for the purpose of nursing or suckling. So the mother and the babies, they are high and low, like that, till they lie in that arrangement. So at that time this pratyaha cannot be used. So we have to say Sukara Nichayaha by using the affix ach by rach 3356. So this exclusion is only applicable when they lie in that kind of an arrangement. So it says Tada etad pratyudaharanam. Tadaitat Hरणम. So that is when this counterexample applies. But yadatu bhikshuvat prutak prutak evavatishthante tada bhavatyeva ghaiyahapi. So when they don't lie in that arrangement, when they just stay separately, like the mendicants, then we can use this affix ghai here also. We can get the form sukra nikaya, provided we don't have that autaradharyam. Okay, so that is this one exclusion which we have to be careful about. Now, why did it say sanghe? Because consider the example pramana samuchayaha. Pramana means proof, and hence pramana samuchayaha means a collection of proofs. So here pramanam is not a prani, so we cannot use the sutram because sangha we defined as praninam samuha. So if we have inanimate objects, then we cannot use a special sutram. We have to go and use the apavadaha ach by rach 3356 and get pramana samuchayaha. We cannot use this affix ghai because we don't have a group of living beings.